Prologue. Ariel Hayes was barefoot on a linoleum floor under fluorescent lights, in a backless blue and white checkered hospital gown. She blinked, trying to understand what she was seeing and where she was. None of it made any sense. Half a heartbeat ago, she was with Tamutz in his crystal cathedral, and now there he was again. He smiled at her, literally radiant with golden vitality, his hair floating weightless around his powerful naked shoulders. She softened, sinking into his bed of down and clouds as Tamutz lifted a goblet of ambrosia to her lips. She drank deeply, savoring the sweetest nectar on her tongue and feeling its burning warmth as it slipped down her throat. But something wasn't right. The ambrosia tasted like chlorinated water, and the goblet was made of waxy paper with little blue flowers printed on it. Her heart pounded as her brain attempted to orient herself. Nausea roiled in her stomach, and she spotted the little bathroom adjacent to the room she was in. She ran to it, dropped to her knees, and vomited mostly water. She had a vague memory that she'd vomited a lot recently, and in this toilet. Where was she? How long had she been here? Or was she really still in the Crystal Cathedral? Was this the dream? Once she'd relieved her stomach of its contents yet again, clutching the toilet bowl, she sat back, her gaze landing upon her left wrist. She could still see the reddish-pink wound carved in her flesh in an intricate fractal pattern like a snowflake. But it faded as it healed. The sight of it fading triggered a spike of fear in her. She groped around the toilet, searching for a sharp object of some kind. When she didn't find one on the floor, she got up and frantically tore apart the bathroom in search of the same. When this was fruitless, she went back to the cell? Looking around the only possible hiding place, which was the bed. Even as she did so, she had a sense of déjà vu, as if she'd searched for this very thing before, perhaps many times before. Yet she knew instinctively that the image on her wrist was the key. If she could reinforce it, she could leave this dreadful place and remain with Tamutz forever. But there were no sharp objects to be had, just as there hadn't been the many other times she'd searched for one. She swore. "Why are you agitated, my darling?" Tamutz asked her, his voice like melted chocolate. He caressed her face, and the tension in Ariel's shoulders released. "Am I here or there?" she managed, but already the agitation had drained out of the question. Tamutz shook his gorgeous head, a teasing smile on his lips as he dropped kisses on her brow and cheeks. "My pet," he murmured between kisses. "Don't you know that question has no meaning?" Ariel's knees burned. She realized it was because she was kneeling on the hard floor, searching under the spare metal frame of her hospital bed, then searching the frame itself. There was one edge that was kind of sharp, but she looked hopelessly at the image on her wrist. She'd never been artistic. Even if she'd found a straight pin, which was what she really needed, she wouldn't have trusted her skill to reliably trace the image to reinforce it. And with the semi-blunt edge of a bed frame at an awkward angle, there was no way. "How can it have no meaning?" Ariel moaned, shifting against the sheets, smoother than silk. They seemed to be made of the same ethereal material as her gown he had given her, though she did not wear it now. She wore nothing at all. "Here or there," Tamutz repeated,
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.